what you wanna say. Break my legs and run away, can't play God.
Live tonight from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, we welcome you tonight to Lioness Live presents Shoot Your Shot. I'm Chloe the Troublemaker James at your service for this evening. And let me tell you here tonight for this special event for the Lioness Division, we have a stacked card on deck for you tonight, as we have both of the finals of the Shoot Your Shot tournament for the Lioness and SolarStar Championship side. We have a tag team match as the Guardians of Meridian take on Bumblebee. And yes, in our main event, Ashe defends the Lioness title against Chloe Price. And wait a minute, I'm getting word here. Ladies and gentlemen, this wasn't on my list as to what we have here tonight. I was literally running down what's about to happen here, and I felt we were missing something from the word go here tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, Tsubaki, SolarStar champion of the Lioness Division, who has been absent in recent weeks from programming, I would say. I would argue that's due to the fact of the Shoot Your Shot tournament taking precedence as of late, but current Lioness SolarStar champion is apparently throwing out the gauntlet to anyone in the back who wants to face off against her for this title. Much like how many people have offered it up in the past for open challenges, Tsubaki is wanting to do the same here tonight for the Lioness SolarStar title for the division. And why am I even surprised that this is realistically going to be the thing? Why am I even surprised that Holly Summers, a member of the new type, would be the one to accept this open challenge? Because we all know why Holly Summers is out here, why she is specifically out here and wanting to make a statement, wanting to go for the SolarStar title. And it's not even due to the fact that the new type want all the gold again. It is specifically because Holly Summers and Tsubaki do have a shared history with each other. If you recall your minds back to Breakdown last season, you would remind yourselves of the war that took place for the Fatal 4-Way back at that event. While it did take place with Clementine and someone who we will be seeing later on this evening in Ellie Williams face off for that gold, Holly Summers did get pinned on that night for that belt in particular. Tonight, however, she's wanting it one-on-one. But the person in particular who's got that belt currently, the current reigning and defending SolarStar champion, is looking to open up tonight with a massive W in her own right. Alright, and we're underway for the first match of this evening. Surprisingly, I thought we were going to get down to the SolarStar for the SolarStar Shoot Your Shot finals to start off our evening here tonight. And yet here we are, starting off our evening with the SolarStar Championship being defended. And I'm getting word that we will in fact be getting that finals after this match takes place. But that still, ladies and gentlemen, means that there's a lot going on here this evening at this special event for the Lioness Division. And Tsubaki already making a clear-cut statement right there. She manages to take the offensive right up against Holly Summers here tonight! And the face smasher right there on onto Holly Summers just like that. And Tsubaki, I will definitely say this in regards to Tsubaki as of late. She has definitely been making more of an impact as the SolarStar champion. When she won that belt back last season at Attack the Block, the second ever Lioness Live Presents event, one has to wonder if ever since that night she has been put herself underneath a lot of pressure to remain at the top, given the fact she beat one of the former SolarStar champions in Clementine. You have to realistically wonder, if you're in a position like Tsubaki, if you are realistically going to more or less put yourself underneath the pump, if that makes any sense, to maintain yourself at the top of the ladder. So many people get to the position that Tsubaki is in and they falter because they don't put that focus upon themselves. But as we've been seeing in over the last season and a half, that Tsubaki, in more than one way, has made a name for herself as realistically one of the most, I hesitate to say dominant, but one of the most harder working members of the Lioness Division. And you can tell by the way that she is surviving against Holly Summers right now. Many people would write it off and say that she wouldn't be able to survive against someone like Holly, and yet here she is, surviving against the assault that the Scandinavian Samurai and the member of the new type is throwing out against her. And even throwing her own offense in for good measure, but even despite the high knees right there to Tsubaki by Holly Summers, and going for that super kick and going right onto the pin. One! Only netting a 1 for her, however. And what on earth is Tsubaki thinking of doing here? I get where you're coming from here, Tsubaki, but you can't exactly rely on the same tricks that someone like Holly Summers is able to pull out, because they may backfire on you hard, as we're seeing right here and now. And here's the thing, Holly even realizes this, is taking the full advantage of it, and look at her putting all of that strength to work, planting Tsubaki down like it was nothing, absolutely nothing, and going right for it again. And wait a minute, no, Tsubaki rolled her up just like that. 1, no, Holly reversed it. 1, 2, no, Tsubaki reversed it again, gets out of it. And Holly is pissed. She is just absolutely livid, as we're still just in the opening moments of this evening here tonight. And again, oh god, and hitting the high knee right there. Hitting the high knees right there, and oh god, Harakiri. Harakiri smashing her face in. 1, 2. Holly Summers only getting a 2 out of that. And Tsubaki taking the opportunity to get to the outside of the ring just like that. Holly, on the other hand, not letting her slip up for even a moment's notice, bringing her right back in. No, looking to bring her right back in, but no. Looking to barrage her onto the barricade just like that, and wait a minute. No, and a gory slam, and I thought that was going to hit right onto the steel steps. That was looking to be a brutal fall right there for Holly Summers if that hit onto the stairs. Frankly, I think even Tsubaki realized it there for a moment, that even that was a bit too much. And now Holly just taunting away. Tsubaki getting back in for the count of 7 at that. And Holly, no. Looking to put a beating down again, but no, Tsubaki sends her right into the corner. And wait a minute, the tilt-a-whirl DDT from the ropes just like that, going for a pin as well. 1, 2, only a 2 count with that one. Putting the knees right to the back and continuing the assault, and now a super kick again. And Tsubaki looking to continue to try and wear down on Holly, but Holly is not giving her an inch. Holly is not giving Tsubaki a single inch just like that. Right now, it's simply a case of Holly absolutely maintaining the advantage here and maintaining everything that she can in order to keep Tsubaki down on the ground. Because if she lets her go up to the top, it may as well be game over. And I think even she realizes that. And Holly, on the other hand, setting it up. No, ramming right into her. Right there with that clothesline. Continue to thrash down and wear her down just like that. And no! Running right into her, going for that high knee again with the metal knee just like that, but no. Holly getting right back up after that. Tsubaki, on the other hand, was trying to think that maybe she could go. No! Holly going for those repeated kicks. Look at the repeated kicks on the metal prosthetic leg! And hitting nothing but the heel. And wait a minute, lifting her up just like that with the leg. Oh god, another harakiri. That's two of them. Tsubaki, two. No! Even Holly can't believe it. Even Holly Summers can't believe that she managed to get her down just like that. And wait a minute. She's thinking if she can't beat him, she can at least cripple her. She can at least cripple the champion just like that. But the referee, on the other hand, oh god! Holly Summers getting planted! And a super kick for good measure. Holly Summers absolutely dazed! And Tsubaki taking full advantage of the situation that the ref put her in. Going for it up top. Camille Assault! Holly Summers barely tried to get out of the way. 1, 2, no! The combination of the suplex into the chair, hitting her head first onto it. And wait a minute, Tsubaki going for it. Gory slam. Gory slam. And now going up top one more time. No hesitation on the mind of the champ. She knows exactly what she needs to do here. No. No, wait a... No! I was about to say no hesitation on the part of the champ. But I think even the champ might have realized that Holly was knocked down just like that. And continuing to go for Holly Summers just like that. Now going up top of the rope just like that. And the Camille Assault onto the outside. The velocity, the length, everything in between. And Holly Summers gets planted with a second Camille Assault. And now she has to take advantage of this now. 1, 2, no! That is 2 of the damn Camille Assaults. One of them after everything, and no headbutt denied. And wait a minute, no, Holly Summers getting reversed out of it. Now going up top. And a beautiful splash right to the outside, but you have to wonder at this point, if after everything that Tsubaki has been put through in this match, if everything that Holly has been dealt at this point, what on earth is going to keep one of these women down at this point here? And these two have realistically put each other through the ringer. Both of them have survived most of their assaults at this point here. And you have to wonder, what exactly is going to be the thing that is going to keep the other one down at this point here? And I say this as nicely as possible, keep them down. And no! A super kick right there, running up into the face of Holly Summers. And no! The run up from Tsubaki did not manage it. Holly Summers, on the other hand, taking full advantage of it. No! Tsubaki catches her in the middle of it. right there with the chop as well. Hard-hitting headbutt right there by Tsubaki. And realistically, if I'm Tsubaki, I wouldn't be trying. Wait a minute, she's trying to wear her down right there. Trying to absolutely wrench her back in just like that. Holly has taken so much damage right there to the torso. But it's not enough to make her submit out of it just like that. And Tsubaki's back into it again. Setting her up, and wait a minute, another gory slam right there. Laying Holly down flat just like that. Tsubaki's thinking this has to be it now. This has to be the moment of truth. Kamelot up for a third time. 1, 2, 3. She wanted a challenge here tonight, and god damn did she get it in kind here tonight. A massive, massive win here tonight for Tsubaki. And this is a clear message to whoever wins the SolarStar Shoot Your Shot tournament. Whether it be Yukiko or whether it be Road Kamelot, you are going to have to fight. You are going to have to scratch, you are going to have to claw, and you are going to have to do everything to keep Tsubaki down. And the same thing realistically goes for Tsubaki as well. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to fight harder than you've ever fought in your career in order to beat whoever wins that Shoot Your Shot tournament. And the thing is, we are not going to have to wait that long to find out who is going to face off against Tsubaki for the Lioness SolarStar Championship at our next Lioness Live Presents event, because coming up next, we have the finals of the SolarStar Shoot Your Shot tournament as Road Kamelot faces off against Yukiko Amagi. It is a story that has basically been the part of the SolarStar side of the Shoot Your Shot tournament. The dominant Road Kamelot versus the variable underdog in Yukiko Amagi. And this is the thing. Yukiko Amagi has had some very big wins in this tournament to this degree so far. She has managed to beat the likes of Jackie Briggs in this tournament. She has beaten Junko Enoshima. She has beaten two women who, in any other instance, would have her number on any given day. And yet here tonight, she has made it to the finals of this tournament, where either of them realistically could have been in her position in any situation. But tonight, this could be Yukiko Amagi's shining moment. The caged bird may very well sing a song of glory here tonight if Yukiko Amagi is able to get her way. But it all comes down to if she can beat the woman of the Millennium Earl's family. And this is the thing about Road Kamelot as well. Road Kamelot has flown under the radar in the Lioness Division for the last season after making an impressive debut during the first Lioness Den tournament in 2020. But in this tournament, she has shown everyone and then some how much of a dominant force she can really be. She had one of the shortest matches in the entirety of the tournament to that point. And ladies and gentlemen and everyone in between, if she gets her way here tonight, she may very well walk out here tonight of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the number one contender for the Lioness SolarStar Championship, if she gets her way here tonight and beats Yukiko Amagi for that championship. That chance of the championship, I should say. But this is the thing. It's an underdog story versus the dominant story. We gotta wonder who the hell is gonna make it out of here tonight as that number one contender. And immediately, Yukiko is immediately going for the suplex right into the pin and not even getting a one out of it. And Yukiko putting all of her high-flying and putting all of her hybrid style to good use here in these opening minutes of the match. Meanwhile, RWBY is just taunting away with one strike at her. No! And RWBY runs right out of the way of that handspring and going right back onto the assault! Realistically, this is the thing you've got to take into account for RWBY Kamelot. She is vicious. She is absolutely relentless in the ring. If anyone else had made it to this tournament, we would be having a knockout drag-out brawl. I would arguably understand it with the likes of Jackie Briggs of Junko and Oshima in this regard. We would be having one hell of a knockout drag-out brawl, but right now, it is a case where Yukiko Amagi has to, realistically in any predicament, many people would think she would just have to survive against RWBY Kamelot. But arguably having faith in someone like Yukiko Amagi to win in this contest may be a lot to take into account, especially given who she is facing off against right here in this period of time. To that end, I have no idea to tell you if this is going to be in either woman's favor at this point. All I can tell you is that it has been a massive tournament for the shoot your shot side, and no! I'm not even getting a one, and no! Not even getting a one on out of either of them at this point. And she's going for it again, the handspring, and no, RWBY gets caught! RWBY gets caught in that moment. And this is what I was talking about when I said that Yukiko Amagi has really stepped up her game in this tournament. She is no longer wanting to be overlooked. She is no longer wanting to be a quick and easy win at the end of the day. She is wanting to be seen as an equal to someone like Chie Satanaka. And we have seen a lot, and we have seen what has happened when she's materialized that need into a darker side of herself. We saw that with Shadow Yukiko back in the day. 1, 2, oh, barely at the 2 count there. But again, we see what happens when Yukiko manifests that into her shadow self. And we saw that happen back in seasons 4 and 5. We saw how bad that she can really get. But, as we've been seeing in this tournament, we've been seeing what can happen when she manifests it in a way that can when it is manifested in a way which is manifested for good rather than evil. And I would argue that what we're seeing right now is the culmination of all of that. And I thought that was going to be it with the Kamelot, with the Blooming Flame. I thought that was going to be it for Blooming Flame just like that. But RWBY gets out of the way, and now they're going for chops, and shots galore right there in this ring right now. And trading blow for blow against one another at this point. And matching each other strength for strength, hit for hit. And they are continuing to go back and forth just like that. And there we go. There's the punches. There's the continued punches right there from either side. If you were to tell me that Yukiko was going to be capable of anything like that a few seasons ago, I would have absolutely laughed in your face just like that. No! Only a 2 count. And this is the thing for Yukiko. She has definitely, and I've been saying it all match, she's stepped up her game in regards to this one and really putting in the hard yards in this matchup. And right here, setting up RWBY Kamelot up top, just like that. But no! RWBY reverses out of it, shoving Yukiko down. Really, this is the kind of thing that I was worried about. That Yukiko would only be able to hold on for so long, and then RWBY would absolutely dominate her. But yet Yukiko is continuing to turn up the heat at every possible opportunity, stomping down on the arm, trying to neutralize most of the opposition. Wait a minute, insult to injury, hitting on both sides. And she's looking for clipped wings. She's looking for the clipped wings just like that. This could be it if she hits it, and clipped wings hits the target. 1, 2, no! Only a 2 count right there by Yukiko onto RWBY Kamelot, and RWBY assaulting her just like that, and it is not looking good on the front of Yukiko Amagi at this point here. Continuing to wear down on Yukiko Amagi just like that as she maintains the advantage in this contest now. Well, it's definitely been on the side of Yukiko for the majority of this match. This is where it is probably going to turn the tide immediately as RWBY sets her up for the Snapdragon Suplex. 1, 2, bridging it right there for a 2 count. And now she's wanting to call Yukiko up right there for the Dream Ender. Stomping her down just like that, brutally with the Dream Ender. We've seen this end. Dreams in a heartbeat, and 2! Only a 2 count. And you can see RWBY Kamelot is absolutely fuming after that. She is absolutely fuming after the Dream Ender does not end Yukiko's run in this tournament. Does not end this matchup just like that, and Yukiko is still fighting. And RWBY practically laughing and taunting away, telling her, are you really doing those hands? Are you really think I was going to fall for that? As she steps out of the way of the handspring again. And Christ, Yukiko turning up the heat with those smashes right to the face. And wait a minute, no, RWBY getting up and out again. Matching her brutality, RWBY immediately smashing down at the head of Yukiko Amagi just like that. And wait a minute, no, Yukiko catches her just like that. 1, 2, no, only a 2 count. Caught her as she was taunting, and no! Sliding out of the way of the Dream Ender. Sliding out of the way of the Dream Ender for a 2nd time. Yukiko still managing to wear her down, and no, the tope up. The tope going over the top just like that, looking to continue to dish out the damage in this contest. Going to the outside, and no, RWBY was trying to send her into the ropes. Looking to send her into the steel steps, I should say, with that one. But going up top with a splash, and it does not hit. The splash does not hit just like that. And now the slugfest continues with the strikes right to the skull. And these two have realistically been fighting and going at it for quite a considerable amount in this matchup so far. And Yukiko faltering just like that, leaving it open, and no, RWBY, the both of them continuing to go at it. One has to wonder at what point is it going to be enough for either woman, and no, going at it for the slugfest strikes again! The fact that they pulled it off twice in that, I have got to wonder, what on earth is the damage between either of these women at this point that they are able to do it after everything? But no, Yukiko planting her right here just like that, the frog splash right there. Yukiko is continuing to wear down. Continuing to go with the back and forth right there in this contest. You realistically have to wonder to yourself, what on earth is it going to take for either of these women in order to try and take the other round at this point here. And the splash right there from Yukiko, I don't think that's going to be it, but 1, no! Not even getting a 2 count. I think Yukiko's going to have to go back to the drawing board if she wants to try and make sure that that RWBY is kept down just like that. Because the way things are going right now, it is not looking good here. And wait a minute. Sunset flip powerbomb. 1, 2. Really getting a 2 count with that one there. Setting her up again. Trying to go right there for those strikes. Setting up RWBY at the top just like that. She tried to do it once earlier this matchup to no avail, but is it going to be enough here and now? Superplex on the top of the rope, but no, RWBY is already back up! RWBY is already back up, but no! Yukiko already back up and going at it again! But that was already a sign of it, and no, 1, 2. What we saw earlier, that was probably a sign of the difference that we are seeing here between these two women. And it's not a good sign if that is the case. But still, Yukiko trying to go up top to go for the Blooming Flame to try and end this off. Blooming Flame hits the target. 1, 2, 3, no! Only getting a 2 count. That was nearly free. But RWBY Kamelot remains in this matchup. The fact that RWBY continues to be in this matchup and she is still the dominant woman in this match. But Yukiko is not going to go down without a fight, and no! And wait a minute. Another Hurricane Rana right there by Yukiko Amagi. No! And wait a minute. What on earth is RWBY Kamelot thinking here with this? Continue to rebounding her off those ropes to try and wear her down at the chest one more time. And a super kick right there onto the referee. Christ, what on earth are we seeing? Oh, we already saw this in the earlier contest with Holly Summers. But I think I know exactly what she is wanting to do here. And the ref immediately seeing it just like that. The referee immediately realizing it. But the distraction was enough, I think. The distraction might have been enough. No! Taunting her away with the super kick just like that. Taunting her away with that super kick onto the outside. And now going once again right there for that Snapdragon suplex right there onto the outside. I mean, we've definitely been seeing a lot more of the unhinged variety right there from RWBY Kamelot. I just didn't think she would go down that route. I didn't think she was capable of going down that route. But here we are. RWBY Kamelot sizing up Yukiko in a second tree bender. Oh god, don't you dare tell me she's going for a third tree bender just like that. A super kick, are you kidding me? 1, 2, 3. That was simply unnecessary, RWBY. You already had the match won just like that. You did not need to have to taunt her. Nevertheless, RWBY Kamelot wins the Shoot Your Shot SolarStar Championship Finals. And at the next Lioness Live Presents event, she will face off against Tsubaki for the SolarStar title.
I'll break through what you
Ooh. And we are back here tonight at Shoot Your Shot right here in Pittsburgh. And I'll tell you this right now, we have definitely seen quite a lot of action here tonight. We've already had SolarStar title action, and we've had the SolarStar Shoot Your Shot finals take place. And we're not even at the halfway point of the show just yet here. But we've already had one championship defended here tonight in the Lioness Division. How about we go for another one here tonight? It's time for tag team action as we get set for Will and Haylin, the Guardians of Meridian, to defend against Team RWBY's Bumblebee, Yang Xiaolong, and Blake Belladonna. And in a variable generational gap right here, we could very well see a massive win right here for the Guardians of Meridian as they take on two of the most decorated women, period, in the Lioness Division. And this is the thing. They're facing off against two women who have been to the top of the mountain in the past, as tag team champions in the past. Granted, it was during the reign of terror for Team RWBY back in the day, a reign of which Team RWBY does not really wish to speak about as much for obvious reasons. But here's the thing one may have to consider in regards to everything, that Team RWBY arguably hasn't been as dominant since that reign of terror back in the day, despite being on much better terms with not just themselves, but members of the division in period. But tonight, while they have been keeping it more low-key, like other members of the division, in the wake of threats such as the new type, tonight, Bumblebee, Yang, and Blake here tonight could very well be able to set the record straight and finally climb to the top of the ladder one more time as Lioness Tag Team Champions. But in order to face off and get those belts, they have to beat the two women who have been on a hot streak since becoming members of the Lioness Division. A hot streak which has included winning the second Lion's Den tournament, in which they got that championship opportunity in the first place. And since then, they've been on the hot streak of a lifetime. They have basically been running the tag team scene here in the Lioness Division. Will and Haylin have variably made themselves one of the hottest new teams, I would argue, in ACL's Lioness Division period, and also what I would argue would be giving a massive resume to them even after they leave, even after the end of the season, even after the doors close on this place. These two have a variable future ahead of them. And especially if they can win here tonight against two decorated women, two arguable gatekeepers of the Lioness Division, I would argue. Tonight, it could very well be a case that Team RWBY more or less could be about to make a statement of intent here tonight of their re-emergence here in the Lioness scene. But of course, that all comes down to if Will and Haylin can successfully defend those titles. And of course, taking the belts from the two ladies in question. And this is where it is all about. This is where you've realistically got to be thinking to yourself in regards to what is going to go down in this contest. And as we look at Yang staring right down at Will Vandam just like that. And Will trying to get the upper hand with a stiff shot to open up the match. Yang practically in return telling her, no, you're not getting that. This isn't how it's gonna work this time. And here's the thing, compared to the last time that Will and Haylin faced off against a tag team, it was up against Lumity, a team that they faced off against in the past. Tonight, realistically, they may have a variable chance to once again put another notch in their belt against one of the best, two of the best women who make up arguably one of the best teams within the Lioness Division. And I don't think anyone can falter that. I don't think anyone can realistically say that that is not true, especially when you're looking at the prowess of Yang and Blake in the ring. And while there is a variable amount of strength and experience to look out for with Bumblebee, you've realistically got to take into account that while they are green compared to Yang and Blake, Will and Haylin have definitely been no slouches in the ring either. And almost as if like a parting shot right there to Yang. Blake, on the other hand, using that opportunity to try and keep the advantage going for Team RWBY. However, Will is not allowing that for even a moment's notice, just like that. Will, on the other hand, taking full advantage of the matchup. Taking full advantage of everything it accounts with this one, and a splash right into the middle of the ring, and one, two, no, only a one count. And this is the thing. You're looking at both members in the ring right now from Team RWBY. They would arguably one of the more. You're looking at two of them who are arguably hybrids, but you are also looking at someone who can absolutely kick your fucking teeth in like Yang Xiaolong can. And this is where things realistically get absolutely vicious right here. And oh god, and a DDT just like that. And Yang showing why she is a former Lioness champion within her own right, just like that. Continuing to wail down right there on to Haylin and striking her right at the skull. Using her hard-hitting prowess to absolutely wear her down for good measure. And now, almost as if trying to taunt Haylin to get back into the ring, focusing her efforts and trying to wear her down, and Blake going right onto Haylin onto the outside, but Haylin says no, brings Blake into the inside, and no! The focus being put away from her for that kind of momentum. You've realistically got to be thinking to yourself in that moment, what is enough in that regard? What is enough? And wait a minute, Yang with the step up right there for the Golden Glove KO, just like that. Golden Glove KO hitting the target, just like that, and a Xiaolong bomber for good measure as well. This could be a quick one there, and no! She realizes Will getting into the ring, and a DDT to stop her in her tracks, just like that. And now going right back to the pin. One! No! Only a one gets Haylin back up. And now making the tag to Blake right there as Yang continues, as well as Bumblebee in general continues to wear down right there on... And right there, just as Haylin was about to make the tag, Blake cutting her off with a pass, taking down Will for good measure as well, putting the focus squarely, but Haylin gets right back up and at him just like that. Setting her up and chopping her down just like that. Blake continuing to put the boots right to Haylin, continuing, but no, Haylin is right back up and at him just like that, and a hard-hitting backslap just like that. And Blake continuing to show her agility right there into the ring and using it to her advantage with the assault. Blake, on the other hand, feeling the frustration as Haylin makes the tag just as Blake was going up to the top. And now Will going right back on to the assault and going right back to try and take the advantage, but no, Blake making the tag right there to Yang. And it's not looking good as Lynn, Will I should say, gets a double shoulder block for her troubles. Hurricane Rana right there. Hurricane Rana right there by Will Vandam, setting up Yang into the corner. And wait a minute, looking to get some distance between her and Yang, and step up Pele right into the corner, just like that. And now, wait a minute, no, looking to go for the Vandominator, but no, Yang stops her in her tracks just like that. And Yang, on the other hand, power slamming her down just like that. And sending her into the corner now. Oh god, this ain't looking good, but no, Will realizes what was happening there. Gets the hell out of dodge. Sending her into the corner. No! Yang not allowing that. Yang not allowing it. Going right back onto the assault, chopping her away and setting her up. Neck breaker hits the target, and wait a minute, DDT right there by Yang on the other hand. Looking to taunt at her by going for the pin, but Will kicks out of it. Even Yang is realizing that's probably not going to be enough to keep her down, just like that. Throwing Will right there into the corner. Wait a minute. Taunting at her again. Shoving her into her own turnbuckle. Right into her own corner as well for good measure. And Yang Xiaolong picking up Will Vandam, shoulder blocking her. But no, Lynn gets a scrap in for good measure. Making the tag right to Lynn as a side. Taking the advantage. And a double shoulder block right there for good measure. And a stomp. And no, Lynn going right onto the assault. Lynn, who is arguably one of the fresher members of this entire matchup period. And she is calling up for Yang to get up. She knows what's coming here. All around the world and into the backbreaker just like that. And she's looking right there for the walk. She could be looking right there. She's looking for the... Whoa! Water flow leg drop just like that. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Only a 2 count. Just like that. And stomping her down just like that. And I have to make a correction there in regards to that one. That was airflow leg drop. That was an airflow leg drop in regards to that one. She was correcting me literally just as she was here at the announce. She was literally right here at the announce desk, just telling me that. God, this has been an interesting. And no, Golden Glove KO again right there by Yang Xiaolong, even after the airflow leg drop. Right there with the Golden Glove KO, just like that. Chopping her away just like that. And if this is thinking what I think is coming, this could be the end right here for the Guardians. Beast Stinger hits the target. Beast Stinger hits the target. Blake making sure Will is out of the equation entirely. This could be it for the Guardians of Meridian. No! Lynn kicks out. Lynn kicks out like it was nothing. And Blake continuing to keep on wearing her down with those shots. continuing to wear her down just like that. And wait a minute, she could be looking, no. Here I was thinking she was going for the Belladonna Buster, or God help you, the cat's eye. But no, Blake continues to be reversed out of it at every single opportunity. And this is where it gets a little bit interesting in regards to that, because now Lynn taking full advantage of the situation again, trying to wear down Blake by getting the runaway from her going. But still does not manage to escape from a running high knee right there from Blake Belladonna. And now Blake Belladonna taking full advantage of it again, setting her up top and slamming her right back down onto the outside. Yang practically having to get out of the way. And right now it's not looking good as Team RWBY takes full control of the match. Yang and Blake taking full control as they work in symmetry right here. No, and a splash just doesn't get it. Lynn sizing it up again, going for the tilt all round backcracker, just like that. And she's realizing she's on an island all on her own at this point here, but Will getting back up just in the nick of time. And Will has to be thinking, it's time. They gotta cinch it in just like that. Power of the elements hitting the target. Power of the elements hitting the target just like that. Will taking Yang out of the equation. Going for the pin. 1, 2, no! Even after everything, that was only a 2 count. You've really got to be thinking to yourself at this point. They pulled out most of the big stops of this matchup. They pulled out most of their assault onto each other. They pulled out the Beast Stinger. They have pulled out the power of the elements just like that. And here she goes, setting it up right here and now. Vandominator hitting the target. Making sure Yang is out of the equation from the Vandominator after that. 2, 3. It was a hard-hitting matchup just like that. It could have gone either way, I will dare will say it. But tonight, Will and Lynn once again walk out as your tag team champions. It is a hot streak that continues here tonight for the Guardians of Meridian, and one that could very well see them walk into the next Lioness Live event as your tag team champions and walk out again, still your tag team champions. And I'm getting word here, because of this, I'm getting word that in a few weeks from now at Lioness Live 28, we will be seeing the Queens of Wrestling Tag Team titles defended against the Guardians of Meridian. Put this on your notes here, ladies and gentlemen. The Guardians of Meridian will face off against the Arcadia Bay Asskickers for the Queens of Wrestling Tag Team titles. Good God, we've got a lot to look forward to, and that's even if Chloe Price makes it out of here tonight as with that oh God. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot process this right now. We've got the Lioness Championship Shoot Your Shot Finals looking forward to here and now as Ellie Williams and Catra face off against each other to decide who will face off against the Lioness Champion at the next Lioness Live Presents event. And for this woman in particular, it has been a story of redemption, not just in terms of the fans, but in herself. Ellie Williams came into this tournament, won against Roxanne Richter in her qualifying matchup, someone who she has had issues with since the beginning of the season, finally getting the one win that she needed over her to get to the semis. Then In her semi-final match, she faced off against Clementine, a long-standing rival, and finally put the nail in the coffin between the rivalry in 2 ways, as she was the woman who managed to finally get the win over the other, and finally break the rubber match between the two of them. But not only that, she managed to finally earn Clementine's respect again after years of the two being on frosty territory with each other. And for Ellie in particular tonight, if she can beat Catra tonight and go to the next Lioness Live event, she could have all of the redemption in store. But of course, Catra has had her own mission and story for this tournament. Letting out a cathartic scream here tonight. She has been on a mission to do the one thing that Asuka could not. Get the Lioness Championship match without anyone else's help. And by that, she means she has gone throughout every step of this tournament without needing the help of the other members of the new type. She has done this all on her own. And tonight is looking to be no exception as Catra faces off against Ellie Williams without any member of the new type getting involved. And I have been told once again, if the new type do get involved in this matchup, it will be instant suspensions for all involved. It is a zero tolerance policy specifically for the new type getting involved in this matchup. If Catra seriously wants to be a woman of her word tonight, she has to do it all on her own. But I mean, I will say this, she's gotten this far on her own. Can she go the full distance and beat Ellie Williams here tonight? We're about to find out, because our finals for the Lioness Championship Shoot Your Shot tournament are now underway. And realistically, the two of them immediately going right at it from the word go, going immediately onto the assault of each other just like that. And this is realistically where you gotta start thinking about the dichotomy of styles between Ellie Williams and Catra, because these two are hard-hitting women in particular. I will definitely say that in regards to this. These two know how to absolutely brutalize each other, and we have seen it throughout all of this tournament to this point. Ellie Williams beat down Roxy Richter in the shortest matchup in the entire tournament to that point. And she managed to come out on top in the main event of last Lioness Live, where she faced off and beat Clementine in an all-timer for the books there. And she made a statement of intent in that matchup. Let's be clear about this. Ellie pretty much said it to Clementine, but she also said it to Catra specifically. You want to beat me so badly for this championship? You want it so badly? You are literally going to have to kill me in order to take that from me. Meanwhile, Catra has beaten down the likes of Ruby Rose. She's beaten down the likes of Ruby Rose in her first contest of the evening. In the tournament, I should say, period. And then, arguably, in one of the most... I would argue in one of the most upsets of the entire tournament. She beat C. Viper, who beat Chloe Price, a former Lioness champion, back at the draft, in order to make a statement right there. And while we will definitely be seeing Chloe Price later on tonight face up, literally after this match, face off against Ashe for the Lioness Championship, it needs to be stated for the record that both of these women have gone through hell and back to get to this opportunity. And while I will definitely say one of them deserves it more than the other, I am not going to say that the matchup that we are seeing in regards to this is one that I would not say is undeserved. And setting her up, Ellie going for the gut-wrench suplex. Continuing to wear down on Catra, going for those stomps right to the chest. And Ellie, realizing that the fans love her. They really do love her. They want her to beat down on Catra so badly. They want her to beat Catra's ass so badly in this match. Because anyone else, realistically, if it were anyone else in Ellie's position, they would just be like, yeah, we're cheering for you simply because we don't want Catra to win. But in this predicament, they want her to win because they feel like she deserves it so much more than Catra deserves it at this point. And they're correct! And I will be the one to say that. Ellie Williams, Cora was right when she said that 2 weeks ago, when she said that last Lioness Live. You do deserve it, and she's not hesitating a damn bit, going for it. Left behind! We could already see this end. 1, 2, no! Not even a 2 count! Are you kidding me? And going right there for the elbows, right there onto Catra. Continuing to wear down at the shots just like that, but Catra making her mark and going right back onto the assault just like that. Going for the crucifix. No, only not even getting a 1 out of that. Go for the crucifix again. And Catra looking on at the outside, practically begging for Ellie Williams to get her ass back in here. But no, Ellie catching her unawares. Catching her in a moment of weakness and getting her right back onto the outside. Luring her out and no. Luring her back and forth, trying to psych her out at every opportunity. And this is where you play the mind game with Catra. You frustrate her, because the more you frustrate her, the more that she reasonably loses her focus. We've seen it happen a lot in the past. But here's the thing with that headbutt. It's not a good sign when she gets that headbutt, because a horde strike may be incoming for you in the near future. And this is the thing you gotta keep in mind. But wait a minute, no, Tussle World DDT by Ellie. I was about to say, this is the thing you've really got to keep into account just like that after everything. But Ellie Williams going up top and a moonsault! Moonsault right there by Ellie Williams and a 1, 2, no, only a 2 count. Only a 2 count right there by Ellie Williams, and continuing the assault right there onto Catra, continuing everything and then some, trying to keep Catra down how she can. Going right back to those stomps, the short arm stomps, stomping her down just like that. But no, Catra not allowing it. And oh god, setting her up onto the ropes, getting the run up for good measure as well. Here it comes! Horde strike! 1, 2, no, only a 2 count. The Horde strike doesn't end it off immediately just like that, but no! Ellie played possum, trapping her just like that, too! Once again, trying any tactic she can to keep Catra frustrated. And wait a minute! Suplex hitting the target just like that, but wait a minute, and a flapjack right there from the corner, and Ellie Williams kipping right back up like it was nothing. And wait a damn minute. Ellie putting Catra up on the ropes just like that, and wait a minute, oh god, Sinclairing her right there onto the bottom rope. Guillotining her right there onto that bottom rope, and absolutely, wait a minute, gory slam just like that, and now going for the pin right there. 1, 2, only getting a 2 count out of that one. And Ellie biding her time at this point here. She realizes that she can run the clock on Catra at this point here and try to keep her in positions. And oh god, a headbutt right there from out of nowhere right there as Ellie was feeling herself in that moment. A reminder that yes, while it is good to realistically keep Catra frustrated in order to keep her worn down, you can only do that for so long before she gets back into position just like that. But no, the reversal's coming out of the woodwork right there for both of them, planting her down with the X Factor. And wait a minute, looking for another horde strike, and no, wait a minute. Catra sized her up and then said no. Oh, God! Spanish fly right there by Ellie Williams, showing us just how much her repertoire has changed over the last few years. Continuing to go for assault after assault. And wait a minute, sizing her up, this could be the end of it. Last note nightmare. This is what ended Clem. This is what ended Roxy. Does it end Catra? No! It is not the end for Catra in this contest. Not just yet, in the high knees right there by Ellie Williams. Continuing with those high knees right there by Ellie Williams. Continuing to keep Catra on the defensive position, and a third high knee right there by Ellie Williams right onto Catra. Ellie girl, I gotta be serious here with this one. You got to find a way in order to keep this going. You gotta find a way to do what you can, because if you can't, could be game over just like that. And continuing to wear down on Catra. Ellie is absolutely in the driver's seat in this regard. It is still not looking good on the front of right there on the front for either of these women, realistically. I was about to say it was either for Ellie or Catra, but realistically, Ellie has remained in control for most of this match. Catra, on the other hand, has had to work from the brink, has only had one moment! Horde strike from out of nowhere! But Catra feeling the pain on the way back down, but 1, 2... No! Ellie is still alive in this match. Ellie Williams is still alive in this match. And she is fuming, and no! Ellie back up. Slingshot spearing herself through the ropes. And now Ellie realizing that the commentator desk is fully available. Catra was in the middle of a temper tantrum there on the outside. And our table out here and now is still just in disarray at this point here. And you gotta be thinking to yourself at this point here, and Catra taunting away, practically taunting and teasing her just like that. And wait, oh God. Growling her with those headbutts right there, repeatedly striking the skull of Ellie Williams. And flinging her to the outside. This is not a good look. This is not good right now for Ellie Williams at this point here, and I say this very nicely in regards to this. Ellie Williams could be looking for a very bad time at this point here. And Catra looking for signs of life at this point here. Looking up top. No! Stomp denied. Misaligned it entirely with that one. And Catra trying to soften up Ellie Williams at this point here. Especially after everything that she's already been through here in this matchup. And continuing to go for the brawl on the outside, brawling with each other right here and now. Continuing. After everything, Ellie is continuing to maintain control, and with a double super kick right to the face of Catra. And that jawbreaker on the part of Catra, just like that, and flinging her. And once again, breaking up the referee count as it makes its way to 6. Now Ellie bringing her over to the announce desk now, and it's not looking good on the part of Catra at this point here. Ellie going up top, and Christ! Moonsault hits the target just like that. Flinging her right back in, thinking that has to be it. No! Is she looking for left behind after all of that? Moonsault through our announce desk, get a left behind for good measure. This has to be it. 2, 3, no! God, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Ellie cannot believe it. She thought she had that one. I thought she had that one even. And it's... what on earth is it going to take for either of these women to get each other down for the count just like that? And oh God, I think we might have the answer. Yep. Third time of the night. One of them is grabbing a chair. We saw it with Holly. We saw it with Road, and now we're seeing it with Catra. And Catra is putting all those shots in onto Ellie Williams just like that. And Catra practically toying around with Ellie Williams at this point here. I hesitate to even say it's anything else but that. And oh God, stalking Ellie Williams just like that. And once again going for those rapid fire headbutts right to the skull again. I got nothing. Flinging her right to the outside, and oh, Jesus Christ, she spots the chair. She knows the chair is right there, and a horn strike onto the chair. Ellie Williams landing head first right onto the chair with that horn strike. And Catra flinging her right back in, surviving it just barely, bringing her right back in for the pin. 1, 2, fuck! I don't know what to tell you here. Ellie Williams put up a hard fight. I will say that. Ellie Williams put up a hard fight against Catra. But tonight, Catra, while she did it on her own, she did it the coward's way out. What a night it has been. What a night it's been, ladies and gentlemen, as we get back here tonight for the last match of the evening. There's a dark cloud hanging over this match now, I'm not gonna lie. As we now know whoever wins against these two for the Lioness Championship, they will have to face off against Catra at the next Lioness Live Presents event. But nevertheless, it's time for our main event here tonight at Shoot Your Shot, as we get set for Ashe to defend her Lioness Championship for the first time ever, as she faces off against a former champion in her own right in Chloe fucking Price. And I don't think anyone could really say it better, but the Arcadia Bay Killa has to come out here tonight if she wants even a chance against Ashe and to take that title from her tonight here in Pittsburgh. Oh. Well, I said it. I said it with my whole chest and I meant it. The Killa has arrived. The Killa has arrived here in Pittsburgh. And I think she's probably the most focused she's been in a hot minute. While she's holding the Queens of Wrestling Tag Team titles around her shoulder, the Arcadia Bay Killa has one thing on her mind here tonight as she steps here tonight in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And that is, she may very well become a two-time Lioness champion if she's able to beat Ashe at her own game here tonight and make her a transitional champion at best. Chloe Price, who variably walked into last season as the champion and was dethroned unceremoniously thanks to the antics of the new type, and in particular Catra and Asuka. One has to wonder here tonight, is the Killa ready to finally make it to the top of the mountain one more time and become Lioness champion for a second time in her career as she holds and parades the Queens of Wrestling Tag Team titles around with her? But you look at that face and you tell me that she isn't ready to go toe for toe against the Deadlock Rebel here tonight. But you speak of the Deadlock Rebel and she'll appear. Here she is, ready and raring to go to battle against someone who is variably going to go the distance in her own right. And here's the thing for Ashe, this is her first defense of the belt. She realistically could have taken the night off, but she said to herself, no. I want to ensure that I am a fighting champion in every sense. And despite putting the call out to the roster, she wants to prove it to herself that she is still the best, one of the hardest hitting fighters in the Lioness Division as its champion. And what better way to do it than by facing off against one of the more harder hitting women in our division, period. And if there is anyone who you could call one of the hardest hitting fighters, it is the woman that stands on the other side of the ring, the Arcadia Bay Killa, Chloe Price. But here's the thing, Ashe is staring a bullet right through her and is practically telling her, yeah, bitch, I'm the champ. You gotta beat me. Handing over the belt with confidence here. Both women staring each other down as the belt is lifted up high. And as we get set for our main event, Give it a moment. Alright, let's make this quick. This is your main event for Lioness Live presents Shoot Your Shot. It is Ashe, the Deadlock Rebel, defending her Lioness Championship against the Arcadia Bay Killa Chloe Price. Let's get it on. And immediately, as soon as I say that, it's almost as if on cue, this matchup immediately goes brawl for brawl here tonight. And this is the thing. Realistically, you could say that these are two intimate styles that are being collided with here tonight as these two face off against each other. And one could realistically argue that both of these women are just as hard-hitting as each other. But if I were to bet money, I just simply wouldn't bet in this case. Because realistically, I have no fucking clue where this matchup is gonna go when I'm 1-0. Only a 1 count right there by Chloe Price. And this is the thing you've really got to take into account with a matchup like this. Chloe Price is someone who has gone to the top of the ladder multiple times in many different aspects. She has faced off for championships, not just in this company, but period. But if you were to ask me personally, who out of everyone was deserving of being the first challenger for Ashe, I would definitely say it would be Chloe Price, because she got screwed out of the championship that she fought hard for. She won Path to Victory back in our 5th season in 2024, and she went to the very top and beat Cora for that belt. At the height of her reign of dominance, she beat Cora for that belt at the 5th Grand Slam, and honestly, of everyone in this contest, I would argue that she does deserve to be champion again. But the realistic question is that if she is to do it, she is to make a transitional champion out of Ashe. And reasonably speaking out of that, do you want to be the person that does that to someone who reasonably ended the reign of Asuka Langley Soryu simply to get to that point? But this is realistically where you gotta ask yourself some questions about. It's not business, it's not personal, it's just business, I get that. But you realistically gotta start answering those questions when you step into the ring in an encounter like this. And Ashe is making it clear that she is not gonna go down just like that, pulling out the stops right there for the word go against Chloe Price. Going right there onto the other knee that doesn't have the brace on it. An interesting choice right there by Chloe Price to only have one knee with the metal brace on it. And a hard hitting, stiff as fuck lariat right there by Ashe. And she goes right there for the hip toss and right there onto the arm. And no. Going back and slapping her just like that, going right down and setting her down for good measure as well. And this is where things realistically, this is where things start to get a bit interesting for Eva Camp at this point here, because we're starting to see the test of strength right here play out. Ashe has definitely not been good for the test of strength so far, but she's mounting up the comeback right there. And Chloe Price, no! Chloe Price caught her just like that, setting her into the corner, setting her up top as well, flinging her right back down for good measure as well. And this is where things are getting a bit interesting here. And wait a minute, setting her up already, going for it, already looking for it. Rachel's Revenge just like that. Rachel's Revenge hitting it just like that. 1, 2, 3. No, only a 2 count. And that's the thing. Ashe immediately going for the kick, going for the Pele, and then going for the pin. Only getting a 2 for her troubles out of it. And no, Chloe Price saying no in that regard, and no. slamming her down right there with the knee. Right there with the knee with the single knee brace on it as well for good measure. Going up top. Mosh pit dive as well already. 1, 2, 3. No, only a 2 count. Just like that, only a 2 count out of it. And this matchup has already been all in the favor of Chloe Price, just like that. And you've realistically got to wonder, out of everything with this one, is it already looking pretty bad right there for Ashe in regards to this one, given everything involved with that? Because right now, Ashe is going right back onto the assault again with that one, continuing to keep it, wearing it down just like that for good measure. Wait a minute, Ashe looking to keep it worn down for good measure as well, looking to keep her in place, going right for it again, and no! Hip tossing her just like that as well. Hip toss, not looking good right there, and no! Dynamite blow! Dynamite blow hitting the target, and no, wait a minute, going for the Venom shot! Ashe could be looking for it. Could be looking to go for it again. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Only a 2 count right there. And it's not looking good right there for Ashe. It is not looking good on the part. It's not looking good on the part of Chloe Price here as a second Venom shot hits it. A second Venom shot hits it, and 1, 2, no! Only a 1. Only a 1. Realistically has to be thinking to herself after all of that, what on earth is it going to take to keep Chloe Price down? And I realistically got to be thinking to you right now, what is it going to take to keep either of these women down? Because this matchup is proving what I've always said, that Chloe Price realistically is not someone who you can keep down for long. No matter how hard she is kept down at the bottom rung, no matter how hard she has to scratch and claw her way back to the top again, Chloe Price is someone who will always find her way back to the top of the ladder again if she is to work for it. And god damn it, she knows how to work for it and then some. Because she's pulling it out here and now to prove that she still has it. Going off the ropes and slingshotting with the crossbody. Slingshotting with the crossbody, and wait a minute, no, crucifix right there. Crucifix right there by Ashe. Going up top, what on earth are you thinking here? Ashe, and an elbow drop right there. Elbow drop right there to the outside. Price is still in a very bad way at this point here. But Price on the other hand, no. Ashe with the hard-hitting lariat as well for good measure right onto the outside. Referee continuing to count here. Price is laid out after that lariat, and Ashe going in and going out as if to reset the counter just like that. She does not want Chloe Price to go down like that, and honestly, I don't blame her. Calling her up just like that, looking to go for it, and no! Misaimed for that forearm. And continuing as well to keep the position going at her own strength. Continuing to muster up every ounce of strength that she has to keep herself going in this match. And Ashe has continued to maintain that level of control in this matchup. But you've got to be wondering how much longer is it going to be able to take, is either women going to take in this regard, especially given that now Ashe is feeling that level of, is now feeling it hard in this match across the board. And going up top now with the elbow drop right there. Going for it again, 2. No, only a 2 count. Only managing a single 2 count right there after all of that, but no, Chloe Price rolling her up just like that, playing possum just like that, but no, only a 2 count. We've seen that quite a bit here tonight. Price, oh come on Price, we only just cleared that off, we only just got that step back up right after Ellie Williams put Catra through it. I mean, I shouldn't expect anything right there, but Chloe Price went, oh god, look at him wear on her. Look at him wear on Ashe on the outside just like that. Catching her just like that. But I don't think Price is done with the table that she set up on here on the outside just like that. And looking to keep her down, but you can tell every shot has taken its toll on Chloe Price with that one there. The writhing in pain from her back. And wait a minute. Give it a minute here. What on earth is Chloe Price thinking here? Flinging Ashe right here to the outside. Stuttering her off the ropes as well for good measure. Is Price thinking what I think she's thinking here? And if she is, good Lord Price, are you kidding me? Chopping at her just like that. And these two going at it on the outside, while Price is just manhandling Ashe right here on the outside. Ashe, on the other hand, is not looking too good at this point, and I don't think it's going to get better. And oh no, here we go again. Here we go again, everyone. Ashe is laid flat right here onto the top of the announce desk here, and it is not looking good! On a repeat performance right there, as Ashe gets moonsaulted through the ropes, just through the announce table, just like that. And Price looking to put the exclamation point on top of it. Rachel's revenge for good measure as well. Going for the pin immediately after. This might be it for Ashe. 2, 3, no! I thought that was it. I thought that was it. I thought we were done here. I thought we were done. Wrap it up. We should have been done here by now. But Ashe simply saying to her, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than that to keep me down. You know this by now. And that is the truth. That is the honest to God truth that we are seeing here in this contest. And I think even Chloe Price has to admit to herself that she did not foresee this happening. That she did not see it coming this far in regards to this one. But you can tell it is taking a toll on both of these women. It has gotten desperate between these two. And wait a minute, Price setting it up. Life is strange. Barely mustering to drape the arm on top of Life is Strange, and it only gets a 2. And you can look at the frustration on the face of Chloe Price right now. You can tell that had to have been it. But Price going up top. Mosh pit dive right there for the top of the rope. 2, 3. Are you kidding me? Ashe, honey, I get you want this. But at what point are you just going too far at this point here? At what point is it making a statement? At what point do you simply have to say this isn't worth it anymore? At what point do you have to simply say to yourself, this is not what any of us wanted? But at the end of the day, Ashe is simply proving what she has already put to the paper beforehand. That she has stated for a damn long time at this point, to say that she is one of the best, that she is deserving of being at the top. And I mean, she's withstood so much from Chloe Price in this match. She has withstood everything the Arcadia Bay Killa has had to step up against her. And this is what she wanted, mind you. This is exactly what she wanted. And Price is giving it to her in full here tonight. And this is realistically where you gotta be thinking to yourself on every level. Where is this gonna go? Who is realistically gonna take this away? And oh, Jesus Christ. Dynamite blow off the ropes. Guillotining her with a dynamite blow just like that. And putting the exclamation mark with a third Venom shot. 1, 2, 3. Ashe, you wanted a hard-hitting matchup. You got it here tonight. And you still walk out with the Lioness title. But with everything that we have seen here tonight, here at Shoot Your Shot, there's a lot to take away. The Lioness Tag Team Champions will face off against the Queens of Wrestling Tag Team Champions in a few weeks. But at the next Lioness Live Presents event, Ashe defends against the new type's Catra. And by God, she's gonna need it here in that match.